Hello, I'm the Warmest Robot, and this is Robot Wars. Instead of robots fighting each other, it's people that think they're smart. And today we have the long-awaited superpowers.
Yep, that's him.
The doofus INTJ.
Yes.
So, I think this will be very interesting, because you're both INTJs.
Yes.
And you both made a system.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
To my knowledge, Powers doesn't get a lot of criticism.
Not as much as he should.
Right.
I'm not sure how much he is getting, but it's not as much as he should be.
I guess we're following the trend of INTJ blood sports.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. Well, I guess, shall we get into it?
Yes, we shall.
We're doing thinking. So TE and versus TI.
Yeah, let's find out what thinking is.
Yeah, I don't know what thinking is.
Yeah, what is thinking?
Yeah. What's a think?
All right, this should be getting easier for you. Thinking, TE versus TI. So what's thinking? It's reasons. Not logic, reasons. Why'd you buy this lawnmower? Oh, let me give you 10 reasons. Now you may use logic as a subpoint for those reasons, but it's reasons. Thinking is the opposite of feeling. What's feeling? Values.
Why is it the opposite? Just asserts things and then doesn't back it up. The opposite. That doesn't even make sense in that context.
What's the opposite of a reason?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
The feelings are often reasons.
People use them as reasons all the time.
Yeah, all the time, and it's annoying. But it happens.
Yeah.
And also, feelings can be valid reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to be annoying. They can be clever or insightful.
Well, not wanting, like, I don't feel like dying. Pretty good reason.
Yeah.
To not jump off a cliff.
Yes. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, but someone's going to say, well, I bet you should jump off a cliff then, Warmest Robot. Fuck you.
I don't like this guy. He kicks me.
That seems like a good reason.
Yeah, I don't like being kicked. Anyway.
Well, even values, they can still be reasons. Like, if we're specifically defining values.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they can be.
I value drinking tea. Thus, I drink tea.
Yeah.
That's a fine reason to drink tea.
Yeah.
So, Powers, what the fuck?
And you can like things for specifically emotional reasons.
Yeah.
Like, I like a jacket for specifically emotional reasons.
That's not a reason. In his system.
Yeah. Like, what? Do you mean it's not a reason? It is a reason.
Reasonless.
It doesn't have to be a good reason to be a reason.
I guess feelings are just not reasons.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what they are then.
I wonder.
I like this. I like this lawnmower. Why? Because my dead grandmother gave it to me. That's why. Get off me. Oh.
That was a reason.
That is a reason. Yeah.
I'm glad he gave an example for that. Because he didn't give an example of the 10 reasons thing.
Yeah.
He just said reasons and left it at that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So when you're working on typing people, you really got to know that everybody has thinking. Stupid. Look at the INFP, ISFP.
Fucking obviously everyone has thinking because it's part of the model.
No. Obviously, if you haven't, no. I don't know what I think it's a joke. I think.
Maybe. I know there's a joke around here. Anyway.
ENFJ and ESFJ, they all have thinking last. I'm thinking of one INFP in particular who's a business guy, and it's like, he has far better T than me. Real hard bar to jump over, I know. Just play along.
I guess that's a joke, because there's bars on the ground.
Does he know he's stupid? Maybe, Okay, so I've got this theory, right?
Right.
People's reality strategy is consistent patterns. And
there's a bit of a trend.
Because with this guy, and then also C.S. Joseph,
yeah,
both high NI users,
yeah,
they both have internal consistent patterns.
They do.
That are stupid if you compare them with reality.
Yeah,
yeah, and a weird amount of people
follow these systems.
Yeah, so that must be like a stupid human heuristic.
It's like there's like a couple of like there's only like one or two like checking mechanisms, I guess.
Yeah,
it's like, does it feel good? And is it the pattern consistent within itself?
Yeah.
Not whether you're cross-referencing it with other information, which you probably should be doing.
You have to do that.
To
you don't
sensitive.
Have to. You should.
Yeah, you don't have to. As we said in a couple of, I think, whatever episode ago it was, you don't have to be a better person.
Yeah. You can just be fucked.
Yeah. Anyway. You can just be the people we cover.
Let's continue.
You get people of these 4 types here, and if they're obsessing over whatever it is that they're F valuing, and then they have the double observers in the middle, and then they throw 20 or 30 years on that, it doesn't matter how far behind their T is, they get caught up. Why? Because if they really, really value this, FI value this or FE value that, and they're really paying attention to the observations, which they are because they got double observers in the middle, they see that their shit doesn't work if they're not standing on some solid T. This forces them to develop their T. So when people come and say, I really see this way of life that you value, it's really great, but what are some reasons that I should invest in it? I like it.
If you pay attention to what he's saying, he has said that T is reasons, and he's not said what a reason is, other than it's not a feeling.
Just isn't feelings.
But as we all know, feelings can be reasons.
Yeah.
So he said nothing.
Basically.
If he wanted to
we have a mystery element.
If he wanted to say it better, he would need to define
reasons.
Yeah, because it's fine to define something in a particular way and then like put a word on it.
Yeah.
He hasn't done that, but it would be fine if he did do that. He hasn't done that, and that's why it's irritating.
Well, yeah, because you don't know what he's actually saying.
Well, yeah.
Or even if he knows what he's talking about at this point.
Yeah, and I suspect that he does not know what he's talking about.
Also, if you look at the model he just talked about, he was saying, okay, so F-dominant users, right? They have double decides in the middle, so they can see all the things.
Yeah.
But their system might not work. So because their system doesn't work, because they are not using their T function, or it's at the bottom, it has to catch up. Why? Because it's broken. So I guess it.
Yeah.
Why does that make you catch up? I don't. That's not an explanation.
Because people that got a fucked models don't spiral endlessly until they reach some like peak insanity. Like
we're not saying that these groups have fucked models.
No, I'm not saying they do, but that does happen.
Yeah.
And it can happen to these groups. It can happen to any group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that obviously doesn't make sense. That's like saying INTPs are the best at socializing because they've got FE in the last position.
And then because their socializing model is fucked, they have to get good at it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's like that doesn't you know that's not true.
Crippled people have to get good at walking because their legs don't work properly. I guess that means they have to get good at it somehow.
Yeah, well, by the same logic, INTJs would be really good at like SE stuff.
Yeah,
so
because they have to get good at it because their model doesn't work properly.
Yeah, or it's just because you feel like you should get good at it means you get good at it, rather than coming up with compensation methods like most people do.
Oh yeah, that is what would probably actually happen.
Yeah.
But in his system, you kind of just magically catch up somehow.
Well, I think because you want to. Because want makes the outcome.
Oh, that's such a dumb philosophy.
It's like fairy tale logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I wanted this to happen, thus it did. Okay, let's continue.
I believe in you, but how do I know it's going to work down the road? And them developing that T gives them the ability to communicate to the tribe, here's my reasons. Here's my TE reasons, my TI reasons. Here's why you can trust this thing. So the point is this. If you're some...
Still hasn't explained what that is.
Yeah. Also, there can be FI reasons.
Yeah, you could trust it because I like it.
Yeah. And
still
considering
fits.
on how you think of the person, that might be a good reason.
Yeah. So
like if I was like, I really loved this game.
Yeah.
You like it as well.
And we have similar tastes in video games.
Then you could trust that. And it would be completely an FI reason.
Yeah.
I could go into the why I liked it and talk about the mechanics, and there would be more TE stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't have to do that.
No, because I could just take you based off of your feeling reason.
Yeah.
INTJ or INTP, and you think you're smarter than everyone, which you probably are, when you come across somebody out there that is one of these...
Well, smarter than this person.
Yeah, I'm happy to say I'm smarter than this person.
But like that's not really a compliment considering the subject matter.
No. This is not something I'm smarter than superpowers. It's not something that I would feel proud to say.
It's kind of like a bit kind of just like self-evident, really.
Yeah, it's like to say that you're better than superpowers at thinking is kind of like saying I'm better at fighting in a kindergarten.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Moving on.
These feeling dominant types, and they have a better T than you. If your worldview of types isn't ready for that, you will always mistype them as somebody else. Why? Because your brain says they can't exist. All right, so let's get into it. The best...
People do mistype INTPs as like other groups as INTPs.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I don't think that's the reason.
No.
No, I don't think it's because they came up with more reasons for why they do things, and thus they must be a smart group.
Yeah.
No.
Also, he hasn't
I feel like he's straw manning the populace.
He hasn't said what a reason is still. So it's just like anybody that talks about why they're doing stuff a lot
Is an INTP.
I
guess that's why Eckhard's is a INTP in his fucking system.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know Eckhart Tolle, he's a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, he's really on par with Powers, I think.
I know. Okay, he's worse. He's objectively worse.
Okay. Yes.
Oh yeah. Speaking of objective, because it's an objective personality.
Yeah.
Something being objective is good, but it's not a very high bar.
Well, it's just having an external measuring stick that is not bound by your subjective preferences.
Yes, our system is objective.
So is astrology.
Yes.
By the same definition.
It is, yeah. So it's a good, like, C.S. Joseph's isn't objective.
No, because it's just like him rattling off random associations.
Which is definitely worse.
But that's why his system is like fantasy.
Yeah, which is definitely worse. But objective is a good bar, but it's a low bar.
Yeah.
It's like not stabbing people randomly. It's a low bar, but it's a good one.
Oh God, this model of the brain. I just saw it just then. Well, I'm sure he doesn't think that this is real.
No.
Right.
This way to think about thinking, right, is just that it's reasons and it's a human tool. It's in contrast to feeling, which is more of an ancient.
What's a human tool?
Not an animal tool, I guess.
Is it thumbs?
I guess it's like opposable thumbs. Oh, shit, pandas. Okay, so thinking's a human tool.
He still hasn't specified what it is.
It's reasons.
Yeah.
We don't know what that is, though.
So reasons is just any kind of it's any reason.
Any why you did a thing.
You did anything.
But not feelings, I guess.
Yeah. So any type can come up with like a billion reasons.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a difference between the kind of reasons that like. Oh wait, there is like FE reason. No, I was sorry. I fucked up, audience. I was kind of talking about as though it was a reasonable system there for a second. Let me start again. So, feelings in terms of like FE like values,
yeah,
and FI values. I think they're like different kinds. Do we know that at this point?
He hasn't said that.
No. Okay. So maybe they're the same.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know if there's a difference yet. Anyway. I might cut that bit out.
Ancient animalistic valuing tool. So all animals are more feeling dominant. They just value, I like this, I don't like this, I'm afraid of this.
How do you fucking know what animals do?
Wow, that's a massive mind reading moment. He's mind reading like animals.
Okay, so you don't know why animals do shit. No one does.
Full stop.
No one does properly.
Well, their qualia.
We can kind of guesstimate based on their behavior.
Yeah.
Like, I assume that dogs like being fed. Because they kind of like, I'm just kind of guessing. It's probably right, though.
Oh, they probably don't hate it. It's
Yeah.
like, you would assume that, like, let's say cats like being pet.
Yeah.
They probably don't hate it. They keep engaging in the behavior.
Like, you can probably assume that if they repeat the behavior consciously, like if they try to engage in it, they probably like it, or they're addicted to it.
Yeah.
So maybe addiction is just liking something.
I think it is.
So
it's just like that loop of like behavior you just like. And that's how addiction works.
So it's like saying they don't have reasons is stupid, because they clearly have reasons for liking things. Otherwise, they would just sit there and atrophy.
We wouldn't have. Like, yeah, if you take this system and look at the outside world, none of that would play out.
Yeah.
Like, you would assume birds want to eat worms.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, you'd think that the reason would be to stay alive.
Yeah.
But, not in this system. This system, they can't have reasons. They just function off of base impulses.
Like, why is it a human tool? Like, you don't know what we don't know why animals do shit. I mean, we can guesstimate. It's not always
We
true.
are just guessing, and we're trying to interpret it with our own ability to understand information in the particular way that we can.
Yeah.
We don't understand the information in the way that the other creature does.
No.
Anyway.
Thinking now gives the reason. So the ancient pioneers are like, hey, I'm in my nice, cozy village. Why would I ever want to leave? It's the later human mind that starts to develop the N of like, I know things are good now, but things might be bad in the future. And then the T says...
But like squirrels.
Squirrels, literally, the whole system of a squirrel is like getting nuts to save for winter.
Yeah.
And then they fuck up a bunch of stuff as a consequence, like various like radio towers.
Well, I mean, the point is they clearly have some understanding of the future.
Yeah, because they do that behavior.
Yeah.
A simple understanding is still an understanding.
Yeah.
Dogs do have an understanding of the future, and the same with cats.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Yeah, because what is a Pavlov's response? It is where you... Okay, so it's like training a creature to act in a particular way.
As a conditioned response.
Yeah. That is some understanding of the future.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I gave a shitty explanation of that. Anyway.
I know we value this land we live in now, but there might be some good reasons for us to leave what we value and go look over on the other side of that mountain. And it's the humans that can do this consciously. Animals just kind of wander around like idiots. So let's jump in real quick to the Google to see.
But they don't.
They
They're
don't.
often very structured in how they... If you look at meerkats, they have social hierarchies. They've got like structures of getting to social hierarchies.
Yeah.
They deliberately undermine their advancements in those hierarchies. They've got a society that's not complicated in comparison to human society.
No, but it is a society.
Yeah, so...
Same with bees and ants.
Don't just make up shit, Dave. Dave.
How to do this wrong. You got your TI, introverted thinking, thinks internally, non-confrontational, inductive logic, organizing ideas.
We all agree that these definitions are not good.
Yeah.
So,
These suck. So, again, poor comparison.
yeah.
Organizing, we know what that is. And detached. Yeah, sure, they are kind of assholes. TE, thinks out
Well, fuck you too.
loud, pragmatic, confrontational, needs objective proof, deductive logic. The thing with thinking is
Things out loud is really funny. It's like, I just say things out loud. That would be so annoying for the people if I just said all the thoughts I had.
Well, I'm not sure if it's like you say everything out loud or you're like some sort of psychic attack, like a walking psychic assault on everyone around you, where like your thoughts are just literally outside of you and you're just like kind of like spreading them. It's like,
I know that Dave doesn't think that. I just thought it would be funny to mention.
Yeah, just like, it's a funny interpretation.
Yeah.
is that it's exactly the same thing, whether it's TI or TE, it's 100% the same.
What the hell needs objective proof? So I guess I don't.
It's quite the diss, actually.
Yeah, fuck you, Google.
You're alright, things not being objective. I don't need to scale this off anything.
Well, like, I think when I make my rules, I actually just don't scale them off anything I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing that I've even gotten this far in life without just being killed.
That would really get to the detached thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
It's
because
I am a separate entity from reality at this stage.
I'm just not even responsible for my behavior at this point. I'm sure I don't become the worst kind of person immediately.
And the only difference is the TI is focusing in on one specific area according to their identity, and TE is looking at the wider spectrum for tribe validation. But as far as...
These are just two bad ideas.
Yeah, it's like...
You're unreasonable in a different kind of way, and I'm pretty unreasonable as well. It's like, prioritize self-reasons. What the hell is a self-reason?
The Google definitions were better.
Oh, they're better than
that
this.
That was a low bar.
Yeah. Dave, don't try and go underneath the bar.
Yeah. So, okay.
If it's on the ground, don't bury yourself to get underneath it.
The bar metaphor is you're meant to raise the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not meant to kind of like tunnel underneath it like it's a mining operation.
You're the mole of ideas.
So you're trying to get to the core of stupid.
So I guess you prioritize other people's reasons for things over your own.
Yes, that is
Can't think for yourself, I guess.
TE users are automators.
Yeah. We're kind of just assholes.
Very unreasonable, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's like, I have my reasons for things. My reasons are...
I will not check if they're wrong.
Or even if there's anything better. I refuse to check. How dare you try and offer me reasons?
Imagine making up every reason yourself. And not like cross-referencing other people's like things like science. There's a bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
And like
just never referencing other information.
Yeah. Oh wow! I've noticed a general tendency where whoever made the system makes the opposing T function seem stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in socionics, isn't like TE like really kind of unreasonable?
It's quite unreasonable.
Yeah.
And then in Dave's one, TI is unreasonable. It's like, I
don't know. Like TE in Dave's system seems pretty stupid from the looks of it. Like you cannot think for yourself properly.
It's better than TI though.
Well, at least you're referencing more information instead of just like, no, I know what's right.
Yeah.
Full stop. Anyway, let's hear him explain it. Because maybe he's defined it in a particular way or something.
Let's see.
Do they use deductive or inductive? Like, go talk to your uncle who's lead TI. Be like, hey, do you not use deductive logic? And watch what he does. Somebody with strong T wants all the tools, all the reasons. A TI is going to think out loud. They're going to be pragmatic. They're going to be confrontational. They're going to need objective proof. They're going to use deductive logic. Why? Because he's trying to work on his car and get it fixed, and he wants to know that he actually can get the damn car working. Does the TI guy know that he's got to communicate with others? Yes. Does he got to look at the spectrum of other cars and learn from other people? Yes. And then the same way the other way around with the TE. TE is constantly thinking internally because they're comparing the different reasons of the tribe. They're often more non-confrontational. Why? Because they have the need for tribe validation. They're trying to please people. And
Aww.
Maybe you are. As in, they superpowers.
Yeah, no, I think he does do that.
Yeah, I actually think he is trying to do that. I think that is a projection of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's any, I'm not sure if this is a secret at this point, but this channel isn't about that.
Like, well, yeah, because we have the opposite functions.
Yeah.
And we're both confrontational.
Very confrontational.
In a kind of a similar way.
Yeah.
So it's not a function dependent thing.
We do, I think there are some things that seem to be function dependent, and it seems to be the way we will insult people.
That is true, yeah.
Like, you do have a particular way of insulting people, and I know I couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, and I can't draw comparisons in the same way you do. Yeah.
So I think that's just a case of, like, our functions in action.
Yeah, you can't escape your functions.
Yeah.
And use inductive logic all day long, organizing ideas. Well, no, that's the observer stuff. And then detached. That's just depending on whether you're an asshole or not.
Again, fuck you. Why are you an asshole if you're detached? Like, considering what that word means.
Yeah.
You just maybe not as, like, you're not focusing on much on aspects of reality.
Or just the situation.
Why are you an asshole then?
Or just the situation at hand.
Yeah, or other people. So,
like, if I'm in a situation, let's say I'm with friends and they're watching sport.
Yeah.
And I'll be detached because I'll be thinking about other things.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, like, mess up their experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Arsehole. How dare you consider other people's experience when you're interacting with them? Fuck you. I'm being reasonable now.
Yeah.
These Google pages are shooting flares, getting to chase the wrong stuff. They're taking a hodgepodge of symptoms that are kind of anecdotally...
Well, what's the right stuff?
Oh, he's about to tell us.
Yeah.
I think he knows the right stuff.
Yeah.
See, contrary to what we would say, where we're not going to say we know everything.
Yeah.
He knows. He's got us covered. Thank you, Dave.
True sometimes, and generally true. I mean, we get what they're saying here. But if you were to specifically try and take this out to the field with a checklist and try and type people with this shit, yeah, that's going to break down real fast.
And this won't. Don't worry.
And this will be fine. Do you have reasons for things?
Our feelings are not reasons. This model hasn't already broken down.
So with the TE versus TI, what you really narrow in on is the human needs.
Okay, so we got human needs.
Okay.
Also, a point of your system not breaking down. He was saying before that a person, which I am calling like their system at this point.
Is TE a human need?
I mean...
I didn't hear it properly.
Oh, he's going to talk about human needs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's saying the functions are a human need, but I think if you, like, snipped one out somehow, you would probably disable someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you kind of need them.
That would creative human need. Anyway.
If you've ever figured out how to do it, don't do it. I'm not saying it's possible. I'm saying don't. But I was saying, like, with as his like model breaking down, he was saying that people that like can't do a thing don't like spiral out of control if they need to do that thing. They just kind of magically fix it.
Yeah. Just over time.
Yeah, just like over time they will just magically fix it.
Yeah.
Of course they won't.
So TI you're looking for is this person's identity about these reasons. And then are they then using FE to see if other people like these reasons? And then the TE is, are they using their reasons to communicate with the tribe and look for tribe validation? Hey, I've got these really good reasons. Does the tribe like it? Do you think I'm cool because of these good reasons? And then the TE person is coming from the identity of their FI. See some big E and...
Say he's...
This is a projection, like on that one.
Yeah, I don't operate like that. I just tease people until they admit I'm right. That has been my general strategy since I was young, and it's kept on working.
For as long as I've known you, which is like 9 years, that has been very consistent.
Yeah.
Do I define myself by my reasons?
If you did, like if you do, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
It's like,
but no, I couldn't change my reasons.
I believe in evolution because and I identify with it on a personal level.
What the fuck would that even mean?
So unreasonable.
Or like it's I've seen a caterpillar change, so because of that reason, I identify with evolution. It doesn't make sense. Like identifying yourself as your reasons is fucking.
It is, yeah.
I guess that follows the same pattern of like the other group just makes the other T function look like they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta take out retarded.
It's fine. Just bleep over it.
Yeah, all right. Back to the action.
TJ or ESTJ who dominates the reason spectrum, and then you go, why are you doing this? Like, oh, because I want to be a good dad. He's got some emotional value that he's attached to. Then you ask some ENFJ or ESFJ, you're really good at working with people.
So wanting to be a good dad, not a reason. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That's not a reason. That doesn't count. Why? Because he's aware that like people will use it as a justification.
You can say...
If that's not a reason.
So I could say good dad in purely a TE sense. Be effective at parenting.
Yeah.
Like, does these set of things that I've like listed.
As effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could define that in a particular way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
people and caring about what they like and making everybody get on board and like what you're doing, even though it's weird, random shit. Why are you doing this? And they go, oh, because this is my truth. This is what I believe in. And I'll give out some logical reasons.
Well, that's a bit of a contradiction. If you have a philosophy of this is my truth, you are not giving out logical reasons. Full stop. Those are two things that cannot mix.
I think maybe what he's trying to do, and this is just speculation,
Right.
is that he's observed a lot of human behaviors.
Yeah.
And he's tried to come up with the meta-narrative as to how to kind of get them to fit in a way that seems kind of nice and how to help them.
Okay.
Which is a good intention, Dave, but it's a stupid model. Because you can't be like operating in that way if you want to get to like accurate explanation.
A model being nice doesn't tend towards accuracy.
It tends towards inaccuracy because
It has to.
It's easier to be wrong than right.
Yeah. And it's
No.
easier to be wrong in a way that feels nice, in a way that is right.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. So if you're playing the Myers-Briggs game and you're tracking the surface level, you are missing who you're really talking to. You're missing the core of real people.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Guess we're missing the core of real people.
Yeah. Okay. So let's define TE and TI for
Yeah.
the people that want a better explanation.
Right. So, TE. Let's begin with that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So TE is assuming that there is a functionalistic reason behind stuff.
Right.
Right. So if I see a coffee cup, I'm
Yep.
assuming that it is for a bunch of things.
Yes.
And the higher it is, the more assumptions you'll have. But they are assumptions. They are devoid of an emotional context as well.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's TE and not FI.
Okay.
Yeah. And the lower it is, the less you're going to be able to come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With TI, it is essentially rules that dictate how you function. That is it. It is the rules that your own systems function by. That doesn't mean you couldn't expand them to other things, but you would become kind of stupid as a consequence. For example, with a coffee cup, I would have a rule that I fill it up with tea and then I drink it.
Yes. It's also explanations of how it's world building as well. It includes that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could explain like how things work in a sense where like when I am interacting with this, I follow these rules, and I guess it sort of follows certain rules. You can pretend as though things have rules
Yeah.
that they follow in order to function, and you kind of have to do that.
And that's how you build models.
Yeah, so that's kind of how model building works if you have TI.
So that would be world building for TI. And for TE, it would be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have TI in a higher position, you obviously going to be doing this a lot.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of like intricate rules, and the lower it is, the more like archetypal and broader the rules become.
Yeah. So there's a general rule. The lower the function, the more archetypal it is in its operation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which is why Warmest Robot has like good, bad, and okay as feelings.
yeah.
And then I assume I have archetypal SE stuff. Which is why I'm
You always mention coffee cup, and that's because there is just always a coffee cup in the room. Because I always
really
bring
do
one
not
in.
want to think of more sensory things. Yeah. That's also why I've got a very high pain tolerance. Because
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's fine. And then I just kind of block it out. It's easy for me to do that.
Okay. I think for me, I just change how pain actually feels
Yeah.
if I want to do a similar behavior.
Yeah, okay.
So
Let's move on to the F functions.
what is a feeling? Can you give me a feeling?
I define the F functions as assigning a morality value to something. If something is good or bad, and then scale that up to levels of complex.
Right. Okay. Well,
As opposed to T that is absent from an emotion. Like,
Yeah.
like that's not to say that T operation doesn't have ethical consequences, because it does.
it just isn't included in the function itself.
Yes.
Whereas with the F function, it is. Be it your own systems, or in my case, other things.
Yeah. So with FI, it is assigning emotional values to things.
Yeah.
That includes yourself and others.
Yeah.
If you have it in a high position, you'll be constantly assigning yourself various emotional criteria and assigning them to other people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of like pretending as though they have them.
Yeah.
In the same way I pretend people have rules.
Whether you know you're pretending to or not doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how honest you are about how you function.
Yeah.
You'll be doing it anyway.
And with FE, it is taking in information as if it has a emotional spectrum.
My tea is good.
As an example.
Yeah, that is a good example. I do actually see it that way. I know that my tea doesn't really have a moral alignment, because that's crazy.
From an FI perspective, if it was like good, it would need to be like morally virtuous.
For the tea itself.
Yeah, it'd be like morally virtuous tea. And that's how it would translate.
That seems like that's way more unreasonable for you.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you'll find. Certain behaviors are reasonable for some functions and unreasonable for others.
Yeah, so
and that's just fine.
if I think of objects as having like a functionalistic purpose, I would kind of be making that rule for myself, and because I would be functioning from that, I would kind of think I am for being T, or I am being. I can't do it. I can't actually do it. I can't escape my own type. I can't even do this process.
But for me, that's fine.
Yeah.
It can be like the gate is for slamming really hard.
I can't be. I am for slamming really hard.
Yeah, so that's how you can know if you got FI and TE or TI and FE.
Yeah, because if you try to do the other one, you just won't be able to do it.
Yeah. Now let's see what Dave thinks.
Right, because he should have the objective, scientific best answer.
I hate how he uses the word scientific method without understanding what it fucking means. That irritates me on a fundamental level.
I kind of like it, but I like it from a teasing perspective. It's like, ooh.
All right, the real difference between FE and FI. Now, this is so easy, it's hard to see. Here's all it is.
That makes no sense.
Easy, it's hard to see. It says...
There's a general pattern in his system. The more obvious it is, the harder it is to see.
Hey, would you like to know what my mind reading version is?
Yes.
of why I think that he thinks that's true.
Yeah.
Because in my system, he types as an INTJ
Yeah.
with a subtype 4,
Yeah.
which means his bottom two functions are solid.
Yeah. So
And
for
you-
context, his FI is, I guess, a bit more precise.
It is so that the solid functions are perceived to be reliable.
Right. But what does that mean?
So the host, the user of the function, perceives them to be something they have to rely on. Whether they should be or not it doesn't matter.
Okay. Is there any difference in the kind of information as opposed to a soft function?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. So the reason why I asked that is because the main thing I noticed with soft TI as opposed to solid TI is that with solid TI, all your rules are extremely precise. You
Yeah.
actually can't have, like, let's say, for example, I can't
the solid
have
functions
2
are-
and 2, as in 2, the connecting word
Yeah.
for sentences, and 2, the number, as the same category. That would break my system.
Yeah, okay.
They have to be entirely different concepts.
Yeah, so the solid functions are perceived to be reliable, and they are like precise segments of information.
Right. That was kind of what I was getting.
Okay. And then if it's soft, the information bleeds into itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it is actually hard for him to know that he's doing patterns because it's soft.
Yeah.
And then he can't measure it properly because he's got a soft TU.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that all of his subtype are doing that.
All type 4s.
Yeah, because there's probably a bunch of compensation methods that there are.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
probably.
what they would be, but I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so maybe that's why he thinks that it's unreliable.
Well,
Like-
he
like-
does appear to be projecting a lot.
Yeah, like maybe that's why he thinks you can't see your top function because he can't see his top functions. Because for me, it was incredibly obvious.
Yeah. I mean, and same for myself. And we both have, we're both type 1s of
Yeah.
our system.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess like, to back it up as well, your explanation, there is a clear pattern of him kind of projecting his own behavior whenever he talks about TE or FI.
Yeah.
So, as a consequence, could be very likely.
Yeah.
Because he is doing the pattern of projecting, and it might bleed into the rest of his system.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue.
Is ready? It's just about what you like. That's it. Everyone's the same. FE, FI, everyone has the exact same thing. Everyone has the same feeling, the same mechanism. It all works.
Everyone feels the same way.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, fuck our system, I guess. Everyone's the same. They
I
all
guess
feel the
I guess
same.
emotions stem from like a universal basis, and they're not like subjective criteria.
No, it must be objective or something.
Oh, funny that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thank you, objective personality.
Oh.
I guess you feel the same way about this tea that I do. We both feel it in the same way. So, like in your explanation before, why are you being so unreasonable thinking that tea has to be morally virtuous? It's almost like there are differences or something. Otherwise, you'd be crazy.
Well, yeah, and obviously feelings are a result of experiences.
No.
That's so obviously true.
Whoever agreed with me, stop. Stop agreeing with me.
Cease functioning. Let's go.
It's the same. It's just what do you like, what do you don't like. That's it. You can go now. That's all. Oh, yeah. What's the difference between FE and FI? Oh, it's easy. FE is just looking at the social spectrum. And FI also looks at the social spectrum and goes, So
It's like the last system, but flipped.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So, you just only care about your own values. Fuck everyone else.
Yeah, that is objectively false. How? Because I'm scaling it off myself.
Yeah.
So-
You can measure, and you could measure your behavior.
Yeah, I can measure what I feel about shit.
Oh, no, because that is subjective.
No, that would be the objective scale, me. And other people could measure it off what I think.
Yeah, other
about
people
stuff.
could measure you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Objective is quite a low bar.
It is pretty low.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to kind of like get subjective criteria into an objective system.
Like I was doing then.
Yeah, just that.
Yeah.
It I guess FE is prioritizing other people's values because I just don't have my own, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like intellectual honesty. I don't value that personally.
Well, if you looked at like
It's
how
just because you
society-
value it, I guess.
if you looked at how like society operates, you're like, you know what? Fuck honesty.
Yeah. Honesty, I think we can just let that go. No one else seems to care about it. I don't need to. I guess if you have FE, you only consider like the random feelings and values of whoever's around you.
How do you know that you're interpreting them correctly?
You lie to yourself, obviously, but because people don't value intellectual dishonesty, it doesn't matter. That's why you can do it.
There we go.
Perfect system. Thank you, Dave.
So when you're reading these Google pages here, introverted feeling is a function that deals with the person's own individual feelings and beliefs. Yeah, sure. Same with FE, same with everybody. Unlike extroverted feeling.
I do agree that FE does deal with your own feelings,
Yeah, it does.
because
And how you interpret other people's.
you cannot be your own system.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Why do people keep thinking that you can be other people's systems?
I hate it.
It really annoys me. Like, fundamentally, this pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's right there on the fucking lines of merging typing systems. It's like, can I have two systems with contradictive definitions be in the same thing? No! No, you can't.
Definitions are more like feel magic.
Definitions are like kind of suggestions, I guess.
Yeah.
About what the system should do.
God, I hate it. Makes me feel sick, though. Real visceral hatred of that idea.
There's another guy who does a similar... We'll get to him at some point.
Which responds to the environment and others' emotions. Wait a minute. Introverted feeling deals with morals and what the person truly believes. Okay, wait, stop right there. There's your problem. FI people also respond to the environment and emotions of others. Dick.
How do you know it's their feelings, dick?
How do you know it's not a TE thing like I do?
Yeah. How do you know? How do you, objectively know this?
Well, it's because T is reasoned, and therefore...
The other one has to be values. I see.
Which are separate from reasons.
Because they're not reasons.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Life is not harder for me now.
And extroverted feeling people also stick to their morals and what they truly believe. What just, you live in Nazi Germany and just because everyone else is going along, well, oh yeah, I also like that. No, the FE person...
That is what fucking happened.
That did happen, though.
Dave, don't just, pretend actual history didn't happen.
No, because the pattern's internally consistent with itself, not reality. You don't understand the tune I'm
Internal
playing.
consistency above all else.
Oh, God. That's...
Regardless of whatever happens outside.
Yeah. As an INTJ, you can and you should not do that.
Yeah.
You have to cross-reference your patterns with other patterns. Fucking idiot.
person also has the ability to go, you know what? I see that everyone else likes this. I see everyone else's emotions, and go to hell. So all of these Google pages that are just copying and pasting each other, it's going...
A quick point on FE primary users.
Yeah.
That is an issue that they do face.
A large complaint I've heard from them
Is they kind of lose track of their morals.
it's like when they're in the moment
Yeah.
when they're with their friends or like a group, they
Swept up in it.
like they get swept up in the group emotion, and
Yeah.
they talk about that as if it's a problem.
Yeah.
And I just assume they're telling the truth.
I don't think that I've heard it way too much to just think they're all lying in a collective level.
Yeah, like too much and too consistently. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I've seen that pattern before, and they don't have to know about MBTI to do it.
No, I've seen people that claim to be my type who complain about this problem, and they are not my type. They are the type that we were just looking at there. And it's like, even though you think you're a different type, you're still experiencing the problems of your actual group.
Yeah.
going the wrong direction. It's overcomplicating it. It's setting up in a non-falsifiable way, meaning if one side is true, does that...
There's a little similarity here between what he's saying and then what we've been looking at.
Wait, so you know that things should be falsifiable, Dave?
What's reasons? What is that? Because you didn't define that bit.
Yeah, we can't falsify it if you didn't define it.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
Does that mean the other side is not true? And the answer is no, because FI and FE people all do the same thing. That's why objectively tracking this stuff has been...
I guess there's no difference between the types. What the fuck is the point of pointing out a difference? There is no difference then, Dave.
What's the point of a system that like segments people for no reason?
Racism.
I guess. Like artificially separating people, because you could argue that racism is a cultural thing.
Yeah.
So stupider than that.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fucking stupid.
So you got like really fucking stupid ideas. This is a little worse.
Yeah, we're saying that racism is stupid. In case you didn't know that.
In case you want to fucking straw man us or take us out of fucking context, we don't approve of racism.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So hard all these years. So you got to simplify it for it to really work. Now, last time we talked about the human need.
Have to simplify it to make it work. That's like fucking doofus Rick level of like intellectual consistency there.
I almost had like an aneurysm. I actually almost lost consciousness because of the amount of wrong that actually was.
Yeah, things are as complicated as they are, or as simple as they are, and that's going to actually be hard or easy to understand based on what, like how much you know the subject, your type, and how you process information, because that can differ between the same subtype.
See, now that's what we would say in the objective personality system as just bad advice. What you just said there. Obviously, I think that math is a little bit too complicated, and we need to simplify it to actually make it work. So fuck all the numbers. What we're going to do instead is just like one line, and then we're just going to have that for whatever the amount of the thing that we want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. That works way better and isn't a problem. Easy to understand systems.
As a cross check, and that's really, really helpful. Why? Because you're dialing in on someone.
Let's actually read this. So we got human needs. What are they? We got self.
Gather, organize, tribe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you do need yourself. You need to gather things. You do need to organize things. And I guess you need a tribe in this.
Well, in reality, all these things are like woven together in a complex formula that is very hard to like find the edges of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like where's the true difference between your self-identity and the identity of your culture? Because a bunch of the ideas that you've absorbed into yourself and
from
identify
your culture.
with, are from your culture. So like, and same with, I'm not sure what fucking gather means. It's just learning shit.
Let's say it is
Okay.
for the sake of steel manning.
Because that's fucking wrong. And then and then organizers. What does that mean? What is to I know what it means in the general sense, but not in this context.
Sure, but organizing in general is a kind of a case-by-case thing.
It's, like
it's not
sorting,
a singular thing.
Yeah, like in general, it's like sorting things into some kind of criteria.
You will buy a criteria, yeah.
Yeah, but then that can be different depending on the individual.
The individual, the subject, whatever its use is, there's a lot of X factors there that obviously impact the definition.
Yeah.
So I guess the other version of gather I was thinking, which is gathering objects. So yes, to be fair, that would have been more wrong.
That would have been more silly.
Yeah. And tribe, obviously, just whoever the hell you're around.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so what's it going to tell us?
Someone's emotional state, their value system, their feeling, right? And you're going, all right, is their valuing system what they like and what they don't like? Is that tied to their identity? Is that narrowed in? Is it introverted, FI? Or is it extroverted and it's their value system is what they're using to communicate?
But if that is how it worked, then that would mean that FE people are very easily swayed by like the general cultural surroundings.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case.
No. It would mean all FE people are doing that, actually.
Yeah.
So that's me, that's everyone else.
So he said it wasn't the Nazi Germany thing, and now he's saying it is that.
Yeah.
Dave, come on.
Well, consistency's hard.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah,
It is for Dave.
It is actually hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in a trivial way. If you want to make a good system, it is hard. You need to be consistent, and that is difficult.
Like very consistent over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And like a lot of pieces of your model.
Yeah. And that is not trivial.
No.
Exercise.
Like, I'm kind of saying it a bit as a joke, but it is actually difficult if you're dealing with large systems.
Yeah.
In this case, it probably wouldn't be too hard to actually just be consistent in this video. It wouldn't.
Yeah,
he literally is talking about the Nazi Germany thing, like not even that long ago.
Yeah, you shouldn't contradict yourself in the next like paragraph.
Yeah. Like, do it over at least a couple of videos.
Yeah, so people don't know as much, like with C.S. Joseph.
Yeah. He's much more he's more consistent than Dave.
At least in this video he is.
Yeah.
communicate with the tribe and look for tribe validation. Because remember, TE and FE are tied to the human need of tribe validation. When you're wanting to know, hey, I have this thing here, whether it's your feet.
What about all those people that like don't care about the tribe?
They don't exist. You see, like he was saying, if you're not prepared for this, you'll think they don't exist. He doesn't think they exist.
What about the whole like goth subculture? Just like
they validate each other.
A whole like bunch of people that like fuck society. What about those guys?
Well, they validate each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the counter. I'm gonna argue for Dave now on that one. So they would validate each other. Every group, every subgroup and subculture, no matter how small it is, would just validate each other, and that's what that system would be.
Okay.
In just different fields, which I think is just a shitty explanation for the behavior of gathering in groups.
Yeah. Like people gather in groups for all kind of reasons, and a lot of the time is to compete. And when that is happening, they're generally not validating each other very much.
No.
Although people can also gather in tribes to validate each other. That happens as well.
It does happen.
Yeah.
But it also happens, I think it's like cherry picking.
Yeah.
It's like, there's an explanation, he's explaining it for like one particular aspect of humans.
Yeah.
Or even animals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That happens with animals as well.
It does happen with animals,
Yeah.
with the meerkats and stuff, and wolves.
Yeah. Well, like
Any social group, pack animal.
like they huddle together for what we assuming is validation.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just assuming.
We are just assuming,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess you would be like getting validation for your ideas. So if you weren't around people, you just couldn't have valid ideas. Which is a very weird thought.
Like most good thinking is done in kind of like a quiet fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I guess if I'm not around people, I can't have like validate my like values or feelings. So I am just
You just don't know what's right.
No, I have no idea. If I'm by myself, anything could be moral.
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
Should I slam this dog into a pillar? No one's saying it's not okay to do that.
The dog can't communicate with me, so I guess I don't know if it is sentient.
Feeling or you're thinking, how does the tribe respond to this? How does the tribe see my inner world on the social spectrum? That's TEFE, that's tribe validation. And you're expressing it through your TE or FE, depending on what you have. And then the reverse is also true. Who are you? What's your identity? What's your narrow world? Is it your set of ideas, TI? Is it your truth, TI? Or is it...
Yeah, I'm just that unreasonable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't treat TI people as though they believe the personal truth kind of thing. That's quite the universal diss.
Yeah.
Those people are fucked.
Yeah. And
That's not controversial to say.
that can be FI stupid.
Yeah.
Or TI stupid.
No one's barred from it.
Yeah.
We can all get into it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what type you are.
Yeah.
We can sometimes more likely more than others.
That's true.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we can all band together and stupid and kind of spiral into endless demise.
Yeah.
Your likes, your value system. Batman is a great example of somebody who's FI driven. His
A fictional character.
Yeah.
Good job, Dave.
Always cite fiction when you're looking for evidence.
emotional state. You killed my parents? Fuck you, motherfucker. I'm
That
coming
could
after
be a TI thing, though.
Yeah, it could be like if you are...
It's like people that kill my... I can't do it right. People that kill my parents, I will dress up in a bat costume and beat them up.
That would be two people. That would be one or two people. I think it would be more like people who commit crimes are for being assaulted.
Yeah, okay.
Because I will assault
Like-
people that commit crimes. That's the rule.
But I can't do it right because I've got TU.
Yeah, again, can't escape your type.
Yeah.
Good example of our system playing out.
It is, actually, yeah.
state. You killed my parents? Fuck you, motherfucker. I'm coming after you. FI driven. Doesn't care that it doesn't socially fit in. But again, everybody can do everything. You're not looking for these, I saw on this video that they smiled, therefore that, hey, whoa, you gotta...
I guess TI users will not care if you kill their parents.
That is the implication.
Yeah, it's because it's a very FI thing.
Yeah, that's not a universal thing that people hate.
No. Some people are just like, oh yes, that was the rule.
Yeah.
That is, they had their reasons, therefore it is okay. Because personal truth.
spend a long time getting to know people. Let's focus in on some surface level, non-important bullshit, and that is the introvert-extrovert spectrum of FE-FI. Ready?
Yeah, that is not important at all. Not relevant to how people act at all.
I think learning which one you have is very important for knowing how you should operate.
It might be one of the most important things.
It's probably more important than the other functions.
Yeah.
Because it governs your rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I thought I had FI, I would have a terrible time.
Yeah.
And vice versa with you if you thought you had TI.
Ours couldn't function.
Yeah. So, contrary to this person.
Think back evolutionary to the animal kingdom, right?
Right, let's go back, guys. Back to the animal kingdom.
Let's think back to the current setup.
Nah, well, we're not in the animal kingdom anymore, I guess, in Dave's fucking model. I've heard other people say that, and those people are also fucking
Just
stupid.
don't understand evolution, I guess.
Yeah. That's why I said they're also stupid.
So, like amphibians, earthworms. An earthworm on a driveway.
Whatever.
It's like, they're not the same, whatever.
It's like, I can sense that I'm on a driveway, sensing, and I don't want to be here. Value. He doesn't have any logic. He doesn't have any tools. He doesn't have any reason.
Excuse me?
The logic is I don't like the experience, obviously.
Yeah. Well, okay, like, in our system, it would be like, it could be following a set of rules.
Yeah.
So, like, the rule is, do not be here. They probably do want to be there. They're usually there for a reason.
I don't know how earthworms function.
I don't know. I think they just kind of move towards various chemicals that they like.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's how they work.
Okay.
But I don't think it's based off of. I don't think it's like this. This is definitely not a science class or a biology class.
And he can't see the future. He can't plan his way out of it. There's no N, there's no T, there's no human mind. He's just...
Oh, wow. Wait. So he does think animals do not have, like, an N function or a T function.
Yeah, they probably do. Just considering how they act.
I'd say they most likely do.
I'm not sure about earthworms because they seem very different. And I can't...
They are pretty simple.
It's hard to, like, judge what earthworm heuristics are.
I think it's fair to say that we don't know what earthworm heuristics are. Not that we do.
Yeah.
Like Powers is.
Yeah.
We wouldn't make those claims because we're not that dishonest.
straight SF. Hey, are you saying that SF people are dumb? No, I'm saying that you're dumb. So look at...
Well, he's saying that they'd have a less human mind.
We're saying that you're dumb, Powers, because that is what he's saying.
Yeah.
They have a less human mind.
Yeah, so you said it. I don't think that.
No, we don't think that.
Because that's silly. Anyway.
Because it means someone who has an F as their predominant thing is literally using, like, their human thing last.
Yeah.
Or, like, to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
Like an animal.
Yeah. So
Powers.
What does it have to mean?
It has to mean that they're primitive powers.
Just because you said you didn't mean it, even though
you said it.
Doesn't mean you didn't say it.
Fuck you, Powers. Look, I don't mean that. Just because I said it doesn't mean I mean it.
Anyway.
Look at your little brain map here. Now, I know this isn't total clear-cut.
I guess it's a map. It's
something.
It's like a cross between a brain. Whatever.
It's like one of those things, like those bad models of the brain that you might see in, like, an art class.
Yeah.
It's like there's the creative side of the brain, and then there's the logical side of the brain.
Oh yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Like in case you're actually curious about how the brain processes, it doesn't work like that.
Well, isn't like it's all interwoven.
Yeah, it's interwoven systems and it's complicated.
Yeah.
And if you want to understand more about it, you can't use that model. It's not very effective.
No. I think there might be there are parts of the brains that are responsible for like specific things.
Yes.
But
there's a lot of compensation methods and it's not as clear cut as you might like. It's complicated.
There's some parts that are, and then there's probably a lot of it that isn't. Like there are parts of the brain that if we just kind of like take out, because this actually happened.
Yeah.
Someone like was having seizures, so they just like kind of jammed a straw in his brain. They kind of like sucked out a bit of his brain.
Yeah.
That was kind of how they were doing it at the time, I think. Now, this could be a bastardized version of the story, but the major points that I'm trying to get at is that he was having seizures, he got a part of his brain removed, and he stopped having seizures, but he lost any ability to create new memories.
Oh, wow, what a trade-off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they knew that would happen.
Yeah, well, probably not. But there's interesting conversation things happen.
Yeah.
So, if someone like loses their eyesight,
Yeah.
then the part of the brain that's responsible for that will get reprogrammed for different functions.
Yeah, because
And it's not really understood how that happens.
no, it's just
Yes,
that the brain is very plastic.
It's very plastic, and it's not as clear cut as like one side's logic, the other side's feelings. It's just a weird myth.
Science, but just kind of play along. You got the older animal brain in the back, the sensing feeling, and then you have the newer human brain in the front, the N and the T. And then
Okay, so you don't know how evolution works. It all evolved with itself. Like the brain is built off kind of like it kind of resembles a similarity
Yeah.
to older creature, or to more different creatures.
Well, that is because we're kind of like related to them in a very far back sense.
Yeah, but it all evolves at the one time, so they're all interwoven with itself.
Oh yeah, the system doesn't just get like new Lego pieces slapped onto it.
Yeah,
It's more like that mutations happen and they change how the next generation will kind of develop.
Yeah.
And that happens again and again and again.
so all the pieces of the brain are interwoven with each other, and
Yeah.
they are all modern.
You don't
As a-
slap a T function on it.
yeah, as a result, they're all modern.
Yeah.
In case you're curious. Like,
Yeah.
This is why this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
it's same split with the left and right hemispheres, the creative side, the logical side, all that shit, right? So of those 4 letters, 2 are deciders, F and the T, and 2 are observers. That's it. 2 observers, 2 deciders. So they work together to kind of triangulate. Oh, I like this. I value. Well, valuing what? You need to cross-reference that with some reasons, T. And people are just either a little bit more T dominant or a little bit more F dominant, but everybody has T and F, and everybody needs both their T and F to make a decision. Same.
And some people just appear to be more primitive. That has to equal that powers.
Yeah.
That is what you have said. You can say that's not what you meant.
You also said it in like your model as well.
Yeah.
It's not like a casual conversation.
No.
Yeah.
Same with a good observation. What are the facts and how does this connect? So
Wait, is S facts?
You know what a fact
What?
is? You know what a fact is?
You seem to be really pissed off by that.
Because it means something. It's not just sensory things.
Sensory things equal fact.
Oh my god.
T is fact. Microphone is a fact.
Anyway, moving on.
Well, I guess N is future planning as well.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that at some stage. Now we have a model of like some creatures, and I guess they all have a very similar shaped brain. Never mind, that is definitely not what it looks like.
with the animals, the higher level ones, primates, birds, dogs, dolphins, stuff like this, they have some development of a frontal lobe, some kind of an NT. You run around a tree and they'll look for you on the other side.
So a frontal lobe is your N and T functions.
Okay.
So I guess, wow,
Because he thinks it's like Lego.
that's a stupid claim.
That's why he thinks it's like Lego pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Lego brain. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that someone could say this and then people would believe the system.
You'd think that they would do some research into the brain, because there's a lot of data on that.
Yeah,
You have access to the internet if you're watching Dave,
that's true.
so do some research.
Maybe look into some neuroscience.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be shocked. What the fuck is wrong with me? A lot of people following C.S. Joseph. Sorry, everyone. That was kind of silly.
So here's the point. From now on, when you're thinking about feeling, think about it in the context of the animal.
That was jarring. Jesus, powers, what the fuck?
Animal kingdom. Think about earthworms. Think about dogs. Your dog values stuff. He likes stuff. It's just
Yeah, so INFPs are more like earthworms and dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
INFPs. This is what he thinks of you.
Yeah. It's quite insulting, actually.
At least we treat you like you're human.
Yeah.
Does your dog like his cozy bed or like or not like your friends based upon logical reasons? No.
There is okay. A dog can make like
I don't know. I don't mind read dogs.
if like let's say you had a friend,
Yeah.
and your friend kicked the dog.
Right.
The dog would have a logical reason to avoid the friend
Or assault him. Like, either one is fine.
Yeah, either way would be like yeah, that makes sense. Depending, like there's no fallacies in that train of thought.
Well, it's all right because he can be a bit slippery here. He hasn't defined what a reason is yet.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
we're saying things are reasons because we have reasons as defined. It's just the why you have done a thing.
Yeah.
He just hasn't done this. So it could mean anything. Maybe it doesn't have reasons. We don't know because he hasn't fucking defined it.
Oh, it's just based upon his older primordial feeling, value. Why does he value one thing and not?
Yeah, Feelodoms. Primordial is what you got. Like, I'm not actually trying to diss you guys. I just kind of find it funny that there's a system that is just dissing all of you.
It's weird that he like says that he's not, and then he just does.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Yeah, I mean, me, do you?
No. Like,
I know,
like,
I know.
Dave, like,
Yeah.
do not break your own pattern immediately.
Not other? Because he's a damn dog. It's just animalistic urges, which is why sales is dominated by appealing to the feeling. You appeal to the animal. Because people then like, I have to buy that. That's going to make me feel so good. And then they give their wife a list of logical bullshit reasons why they bought it. And everybody knows really why they bought it. When you
You don't like have to do it that way.
No, you don't have to, like, lie about why you did a thing because you're not going to admit you bought it because you liked it.
Yeah, you can be intellectually honest. You don't have to be, Dave. You can be though.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're projecting. Look, you don't need to. I don't need to mean what I say at this point.
Yeah.
I fucked up. I'm not cutting that out. Fuck me. Fuck past me. I don't mean that. I do have to mean what I say. Wait, no, fuck. I'm being stupid. Whatever.
you use your thinking, no matter where you have it, you have to slow down. You have to get a hold of your emotions. You got to think it through. Is this the right reasons? Am I doing the right thing? I know what I animalistically want to do. My feeling is revving up. But what is the correct thing, the logical thing? What are the reasons for this? All right, so what's the real difference? Because this is all the similarities between...
I thought T wasn't logic.
Yeah.
It's reasons.
Yeah, reasons does not mean logic.
No. And
You can have logical reasons. You don't have to.
Well, yeah. He did actually say that logic can be a side point
Yeah.
to your reasons. Which doesn't really make sense, actually. Because a side point is an aspect that bolsters your main point.
Well, I mean,
Logic is not a singular thing. It is a fucking process, Dave. For fuck's sake.
people need to stop using the concept logic as if it's like an addendum you put onto ideas to make them seem better.
This is why we were joking about like logic being a stick that you beat people with, like it's a singular thing.
Yeah.
Someone still didn't get that.
It's very irritating.
Yeah. I guess we lost that subscriber.
I mean, your FE friend and your FI friend and your goddamn dog, you're all the same. Bug brains. The difference between FE and FI, ready? Social spectrum. That's it. Think about like the Amazon reviews. And this is a good example. We'll be using this one a lot for both FE and TE. So the human need of tribe validation. So when you're going to go buy something on Amazon, say you're going to buy...
Wait, is comparing what other people are doing tribe validation? Like, is that how we define that? That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because it would have to mean that if
why
you're
is
looking
that-
at reviews.
Why is that the case? You're just like, I'm just going to assert things.
Because- Learn what words mean, Dave. Is it validation if you are forming your opinions after the fact? No. No, it is not, Dave.
Like,
If I wanted to have my opinion validated, I would first come up with it and then go, hey, Gabriel, I thought that this was a good idea, that I don't need to mean what I say, or that I have to mean what I say. And you should tell me that I'm a fucking moron and that paradigm is really stupid. You shouldn't validate past me's idea because he's a fuckwit.
like he hasn't described like why that is the case. It's very irritating.
Yeah. Now, powers at the moment is really irritating me. So it irritated me so much that I forgot how to think properly. Maybe he did that to Lindsay as well.
Yeah, maybe he's like a. I mean, how can you like fall for this when you know, like, if you're an INTJ, you should know that patterns are stupid most of the time. You should know that. Yeah, you just should know that, and that you've been tricked into not thinking that. It's like you're at that stage. It's like whatever. It doesn't even matter at this stage.
Yeah, that's it's a bad state to be in.
Yeah,
if you have NI especially.
Yes, if it's in a high position, you should know that most patterns you create are silly. Yeah, it's the majority of them.
Well, because the majority of them shouldn't work. Like that is how you would know. It's not a mystery. Yeah. In the same way, like if you have TI in a dominant position, most of the rules you think up of are going to be bloody stupid, and you should rule them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that concept applies to any as well. A lot of the patterns you're going to see, they might be a bit more reliable, as in like at least they have occurred. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that you have seen the right pattern because you're making it up. Yeah. Even if you don't think that you are. Yeah. Anyway.
You know, a new hedge trimmer, right? Because, you know, hey, I need one of those as well. Got some berry bushes growing here. So you go through and you're like, all right, I need to get a good hedge trimmer. You know, depending on what mood you're in. I need the good reasons. Let me see the good rewards, the customer's pictures, and how well did it work, and can you cut a 1/4-inch branch? And then so you get enough.
Okay, so is great quality a reason? Or is that like an emotional claim? In his model, I don't know.
It could be either, in reality. Yeah. Yeah. And you can totally logically scale if something doesn't work based on the emotional reactions of a group, if it's a product. Yeah. It's like, if like 1,000 people bought like this kind of brand of icy pole. Yeah. And then they're like, I hate it more than cancer. And they all have this sentiment.
They all have this.
You can probably kind of deduce, like, oh, probably I might not like this because of all these other people have like felt this thing.
There is clearly something wrong with it.
At least a lot of people think it's bad. Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, it is worse than that.
Like you don't have to, like you can do testing and that would be more accurate.
You could deduce it might even harm you actually.
It would be more accurate, but it would be it would be logically sound to be like, maybe I won't like it because of all these reactions. Yeah. Yeah.
And if it's very consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. The more consistent, the more you could scale it. Yeah. Yeah.
Enough good reasons, you're like, okay, I see the spectrum of good reasons. TE. And then FE is simply, do people like it? How many products have you seen that are some of the best working products, but for whatever reason, something went wrong animalistically? Maybe there was a...
I want one example of that.
Yeah, I need to know when this has happened. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to help Dave out here. I can think of kind of an example. Okay. So there was a movie, right? The movie is good. Okay. Right? Or at least people think the movie. I don't know if it's objectively good. I'm not going to make that claim. The movie, people like it. Yeah. And now they don't. Okay. Reason why is the actor has been accused of doing something a bit naughty. Okay. Now people don't like the movie anymore. Okay. So people don't have the same feeling about it because they feel bad about what he's done. Yeah. That's an example.
Yeah, but it's not like a product functioning though. It's like
it's how they feel about watching him on screen and feeling good about him.
Yeah, that seems like it's a more complex social like.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
like a social thing.
That's as close as an example I can get.
Because with movies, you're like watching other people play out like essentially emotional patterns. Yes, and then if you
associate them with shitty behavior,
then it's not gonna
feel the same way.
So like you could argue that the product has been damaged retroactively
by them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that is kind of how people would argue that when they would hold famous people accountable for their actions by not giving them certain deals.
Yeah. So I'm not like I
think that's a bit of a gray area situation in my head.
Yeah, that seems like complex. But like I want like a product that works very effectively. Let's say like a car. Right. And it's very effective and it doesn't break down.
Yeah, but the maker shot someone.
And then people hate it. It's like, why would they hate it?
Oh, well, they probably hate it because it breaks.
Like generally it's because it doesn't work properly.
It doesn't work properly they probably don't hate it because whoever made it did something bad.
They typically just don't know,
Yeah.
like, who the makers are, like, in a lot of cases.
Well, look at Volkswagen.
Yeah.
German brand.
Yeah, there we go. It's a good
Literally
example.
helped with the war effort.
Yeah. On not the good side.
Yeah, on the side that was not the most morally
Yeah.
virtuous.
And then that's, that business survived.
Yeah.
So-
they're fine. They're thriving even.
So,
A debacle with the owner, and he got into some kind of social problems, and there was a negative vibe on the product that was logically awesome. Just people go, I know that has great reasons, but I don't like it. So the FE people are all day long aware of the social spectrum. So again, it doesn't have anything to do with ability or one guy can do this, but the other guy can't do that, because you'll have FI people that are far more caring than half the FE people you know. Now what do? What you're tracking is, where is their social spectrum meter? The FE people are going, I like this, and they're also going, and what do other people like, and where do I fit in the social spectrum? And the FI person is playing that game with the T, because the FI guy has TE. So he's going, here's my reasons. How good are my reasons compared to everyone else's reasons? The TI guy goes, here's my reasons. I don't fucking care about your reasons. My reasons.
Yeah, fuck you, man. I don't care if there's better reasons than what I've just invented without considering what is happening.
TI seems so unreasonable. Also, TE.
Well, aren't I?
Also, TE people can, like, totally be unreasonable with TE.
No,
They're
no,
like,
no.
I think I'm right because I decided it has this purpose. Like, I've seen that happen. It can happen.
Well, I think that can happen in your system, but in his system, no.
Yeah.
No, because you're like paragons of reason at this point. Just like, taking all the ideas, kind of just seeing,
Yeah,
what
I
other
just
people
decided
think about
which one is
things
the best, objectively.
by scaling it off other people.
Which wouldn't just get to, like, the social baseline every time. They would have to, like, equal that every time.
Yeah, it would.
And then, like, a bunch of TE DOMs just, like, adhering to the social baseline.
Where does that ends up? That doesn't make sense. Actually, what would actually occur is that people like me would just invent reasons that
Yeah.
you guys would end up having to follow.
Oh, yeah, what happened?
Yeah. So like we would just make a bunch of nonsense, and then you go like, oh yeah, man, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out what is the best from some criteria, I guess.
Reasons work for me. It's just a simple spectrum. Other than that, we're 99% the same.
Well, okay, so that was terrible.
Yeah.
What the hell was
system
that?
Is respected, and it's infuriating. Anyway, if you like,
We're doing more of this.
yeah, subscribe if you like more of this. Who should we cover next?
Yeah.
Like C.S. Joseph, maybe.
Yeah, maybe something like more lighthearted, and then we'll get right back into powers.
Yeah, I think that's a good pattern. Like lighthearted.
Yeah.
And then
More serious.
more serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that ISTP guy.
I want to argue with that person. I did offer.
He does really irritate me. So
Fuck him.
yeah, maybe him.
I want to go for him.
Like anyway, I'll see you next time.
So.